back to my channel. Today I'm doing a Q&A, FIT Q&A. I'm also going to do a part 2 of this video, so if you have any other last minute questions, you can write it in the comment section below, and I will be doing one more Q&A videos. I think I'm exhausted, and I've exhausted my channel off of FIT information, and they're not paying me to be talking about their school. So I think these two are going to be the last videos I do about FIT. I've answered a lot of questions through my videos. I will link below all of my videos that I've done. Please watch the videos if you have questions, because if you have a question, it's probably in one of those videos. So I will link below all the videos down below if you have questions. Also, if you have any additional questions, if I have a lot of questions, I will do a part 2. If I don't have a lot of questions, I'll answer you in the comment section below. So yeah, let's get it on. So a lot of people have been asking me if they can get the same experience. Well, someone asked me if they can get the same experience that I've gotten at FIT if they don't go to FIT. Basically, can they learn and experience what I've experienced without going to my school, I guess, if you don't get accepted or you don't want to apply or whatever? And the answer is no. Even if you did go to my school, you wouldn't have the same experience as me. Everyone has a different experience in life and takes things differently. So if you don't go to FIT, and if you're not me, you're not going to have the same experience as me. But that doesn't go to say that you can't be successful or you can't follow your dreams because you don't go to FIT. There are so many resources out there. I mean, the internet, just networking with people who can help you, internships that can help you learn even more than you can ever learn at FIT. Plus, school is not for everybody. So if you want to be a designer, there's the internet, okay? First and foremost, where it can actually, even YouTube, teach you how to make clothes. There's a lot of pros in going to FIT in terms of connections and really getting that close, intimate experience with a professor and teaching you how to design and come up with creative concepts and etc. But there's other ways around that. So don't ever think that you can't be successful even if you don't go to FIT or you go to another school that may not be as elite. There is pros to going here, but you can get the same pros somewhere else, just in a different way. But I'm just saying you can't get the same experience that I've gotten at my school, not even if you go to my school. Just because I'm like, we all have different experiences. And even if you do go to FIT, you might not even make it, because it depends on how you really carry yourself and hold yourself and what you're willing to do. It's not enough just to go to school and attend. You really have to do a lot of outside work too. Pay attention in class and really strive, because there's a lot of people who have the same goals that you do. So you have to push that way. So don't ever think though that you can't be successful, or that there's not other ways around getting to where you want to get just because you don't go to FIT. So that's one of the first questions I've been getting a lot of questions asked about. Another thing is I've been getting asked about my experience in terms of not it being a real college experience. How has that affected me? I'm not gonna lie, it's probably one of the biggest regrets. I chose my school for a reason, and I don't regret choosing my school, but I'm one of those things that I'm kind of like, damn, I kind of wish I had, was that true college experience. Which is why I say, if you're not really sure that you want to do fashion design, this is probably not the school for you, just because you're not going to get that college experience. That's something I longed for. So if that's something you really want to experience, I would at least say do 2 years at a different school, get a degree at a different school, transfer here, because so you can at least get that college experience. That's kind of like one thing I wish I kind of had at my school. But like I said, if you are like future oriented and you're not really thinking about the hype of college and you're really focused, then you won't have a problem at all. But it's not a traditional college, and plus there's other things to do in the city that you can have a lot of fun as well. You just have to find your way to manage your time. So don't let that stop you though. But just so you know, you're not going to get that like college football, college homecoming, all that kind of stuff, just so you know. Another thing that I got asked a lot about is financial. How do I afford school? First of all, I don't know how much tuition is, because I think it varies for different people. I pay a different amount than like my other peers. So check the website. I'm pretty sure you can find it on College Board or something. I don't know the price. And that's another thing. Try not to ask me questions that have to do with the credentials of the school, because I'm not the school's ambassador, so I don't know everything. I can only talk about my experience. But a lot of that information, if you want to know about the school, is on the website. But a lot of people have been asking me about, like, how do I pay for school and how do I afford school and supplies and all that kind of stuff. My first semester was a struggle. I was in debt. Like over 10 grand my first semester, because they were charging me as an out-of-state student and I'm in-state, because I didn't fill out a form. I got that situated, but I still owed money, and I was lucky enough to get a scholarship who paid off my debt from that semester, but I had to take a semester off because I didn't pay in time. So but I do get financial aid. I get FAFSA, which is the government grant, and then TAP, which is from the school. And then I get my scholarship. But everybody's different. If you're out of state, it's more money. But compared to a lot of other schools, FIT is relatively cheap. But as we know, college in general is not cheap. So I would just say apply to scholarships. Even Google. All right, Google it. Scholarships for women, scholarships for men, scholarships for Christians, scholarships for whatever. And you should find a lot. Just search. Even if it's your age bracket, whatever. There's a lot of scholarships out there. Also, try to talk to the financial aid. They're not that helpful, but if you need some scholarships, just try to see. Maybe they can help you get some. But it's not easy. I mean, I worked during my semesters. When you have the time, my parents helped me, with some things, food and all that kind of stuff. But I think the best way to do is get financial aid and loans. You're gonna have to take out some loans and try to find a scholarship is what I would say is the best option when it comes to trying to afford school. It's not easy though. I would definitely say it's not easy. It's tough. I had a lot of struggle days, but it's possible. It's not easy. I know a lot of people who skip out on semesters because they simply can't afford it. So that's just another thing to keep in mind when it comes. Also, a lot of people have been asking, like, what are my chances of getting in? What's the best way? What can I do to prepare? Like I said, I don't know what your portfolio has to look like in order for you to get accepted, because I'm not a part of admissions. I don't know what they really look for, but I did do a video about my portfolio and my admissions. If you look at my portfolio and yours is better, you most likely might get in because yours is better than mine. If yours is around the same level, I mean, I got waitlisted first, and then I got accepted for the next semester. So I didn't have to apply twice. I applied once, but I got waitlisted and accepted for the next semester. So if yours is around mine, the same thing may happen to you. You may get accepted, you may get denied. I don't know if it's around the same level. And if yours is on a lower level than mine, that's something to consider as well. You can just base off mine, and I'll link that video below with all the rest of the FIT videos if you want to see how my portfolio looked like. But at the end of the day, it's different. Everybody's different. Everybody's experience is different. I'm not admissions. A lot of things counts. It's not only about your portfolio, and I'm talking about design specifically. I don't know about the other majors. But it's not just about your portfolio, it's about your grades. A lot of people ask me that too, like, how much is your grade weigh in? I think you can find that information online. I'm not sure. Well, they tell you, like, what the average GPA is, like, I think on College Board, if you look on that. I don't know what the percentage is if you get a really good grade, but your portfolio is not that good. I don't really know. All I know is that they really look at you as a well-rounded student. So you want to make sure you're getting good grades. If you have a 2.7 GPA, I can't tell you if you're going to get in or not. I can't. I don't know that information. All I'm just telling you is that you have to be pretty well-rounded. Your essay has to be good. Your portfolio has to be good. You have to be getting pretty decent grades. But there's always exceptions. There's always outliers. So I would just say if you really want to go to school, try applying. If you don't get in, apply again. Or just look for a different alternative route, and that's fine. But I also always say in all my videos, if you can, try and take classes outside of FIT before you get there. There's programs. Even if you're teaching yourself, go on YouTube. Watch even Project Runway to see what they get inspired by, just so your brain is, like, constantly churning, so that you can do research. You can speak better as a designer, so you know the terms if you go in for the interview. or whatever the case may be. But to prepare yourself, definitely get to know what fashion is and how to design and what the terms are. You don't have to know everything, but familiarize yourself with that type of thing. And I think that's about all the questions I've been really getting hit with when it comes to FIT, is those questions that I just answered. But if I'm forgetting anything, like I said, link it below. I will do a part 2 question and answer of FIT if I have enough questions, or I'll just answer you individually below. But those are kind of like the main questions I've been kind of getting over and over. A lot of people been asking me if they're stuck between 2 career paths. Should they go to FIT? I don't know. I don't know. I really don't know. You have to do a pros and cons list. If you want to be a musician, but you also want to be a designer, figure out which one do you think is going to be better for you at the start of things. Especially when it comes to creativity, you don't have to go to school for creative careers, because a lot of people don't. You just have to be really good in your craft, and if you're not sure about how to be good in your craft, that's where you go to school. But there's a lot of classes out there. There's a lot of resources out there. So you just have to pro and con it. And like I said, if you're going to go to FIT, you have to be passionate about fashion. You can't be like, I don't know. You have to be passionate about it. Or else you're just, it's a lot of work. So just letting you know, it's not just, this is not, if you want to be like a Kanye designer and you just want to be like print things on shirts and just do like rip holes and stuff and just have like an e-commerce clothing line, FIT is not the school, okay? If you want to just embellish things, sew nice things onto stuff, FIT is not the school, okay? For fashion design. If you want to actually be a real designer working for a real brand, or having your own brand where you're creating creative concepts from start to finish, then this is the school for you, because it's not just about show. Fashion is a very trendy thing now. Everybody thinks they can dress. Everybody thinks they know fashion. FIT will give you a reality check in a second. You have to be an actual designer, knowing how to create concepts and physically do it, mentally do it, emotionally. Everything counts. And also being able to market yourself and brand yourself is extremely important too. So if you're stuck between stuff, just make sure you are 100% sure that this is what you want to do. But if you want to do 2 career paths and you want to have more, do it. Instead of doing a bachelor's, get an associate's. And then get associates in the other thing that you want to do. Or maybe don't go to school for fashion at all and go to school for your other career, and then find different ways to build up your creativity when it comes to designing on the other side. There's a lot of options in life nowadays. You don't need school, just to let you know. I chose school because that's what I wanted to do, and I felt like it benefited me so much, and that's my life, and that's what I want to do, and it's good for me. School for me may not be good for you, you know? What's good for me may not be what's good for you. So just weigh your options, and don't feel like you have to go to FIT or you have to go to a great school in order to be successful in design, because there's a lot of people who don't. There's a lot of people who don't, and they just find different ways. So you just have to know how to finesse your life, basically. So I hope I answered everyone's question who's been asking me. And like I said, if you want to know more, please watch my videos first and go on their website and do your research first. And then if you want to know more about my experience and stuff, then feel free to comment below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I can't wait to speak to you guys next time. Bye!